Okay, that's better. Now it's going. It is a little messed up, that's okay. We can just sort of... Oh, no, not that. Do that. Are you good? If not, let's get good. Are you good? If not, let's get good. This is a good look at March of Industry. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I do feel I need to mention that I was given a press key for this game to take a look at it. Unfortunately, that is not going to save it from the criticisms that I have for it. So basically what this game is it's very much like Elements, the mobile game where you combine different things to try to create other things. Except for in this case, you sell the things, so the profit margin is something that you have to take into consideration. So we are on the second phase, it looks like, of the challenges. So basically you have these goals, right? And as we complete these goals, we will unlock the ability to buy new stuff. But it's always the same stuff. Once we complete all the goals, we'll get a chance to promote, which will give us one new special item that you can only get through promoting. The catch is, most of them suck. The only one that's real useful is the auto sell box. The black hole is basically a $2,000 trash collector, which is ridiculous because even trash stuff can be sold to get some money back. The 3D scanner, I don't even know what it does. Like, I've tried to figure out what it does. Here, I'll give you guys a little example. I'm going to put a piece of sand on here and watch what happens. Oof, it just blasts it away. So I've tried putting another 3D scanner on the other end. I've tried shooting it at chests. I've tried shooting it at pretty much everything, and nothing seems to work. Actually, you know what? To be honest, I haven't tried shooting it at chests. Let's do that real quick. Yeah, no. See, nothing seems to make a difference. It's just kind of junk. So I'm going to move that out of the way now because we are trying to work on bronze. And in order to make something good in bronze, the best thing for us to make right off the bat in order to meet the goal of sell 3 copper, oh well, it's copper, but we're going to make bronze. They want us to sell 3 copper-based items. So the best way to do that right off the bat is to put 3 tin here, 3 copper here, and it'll feed those through and they'll run through here. And as you can see, they are producing blunderbusses, which are weapons that we can sell. So we're going to go ahead and sell those 3. Oh look, military-industrial complex expanded. New items for sale in the shop. I've got the audio off right now. You'll see why in a second. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back up. Okay, so now we have audio. And I'm going to come in here and we've got access to boxes of copper and stuff now. So now we get to make a slightly more intricate machine. And we don't need this. We do want this because this is the chest that we want it to feed into because it will auto-sell everything. So I'm going to put a box loader right here in front of that box. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a box unloader here, a box unloader here, and one more. Oh, we've already got a conveyor belt. I'll just use this one. So I'll put that there. And then what we'll do is we'll come in and we'll buy a box of copper and a box of tin. And as you can see, that'll start to feed through and it'll put blunderbusses in that chest, which will automatically sell. Now you don't normally start with this, but you can buy an empty box and fill that up and then sell it. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn it up to triple speed and you're going to see why I had the audio off. Okay, it's not super bad right now, but it can get really, really obnoxious because when you speed the audio up or speed the game up, it doesn't actually keep the pitch at the same level. It lets it go up, so you get really loud squeaky noises sometimes. Okay, so there we go. We have completed the military-industrial complex. The next goal is to reach 7,000. We'll probably do that just in what we have left in here. Now this is another complaint I have about the game. It's basically Elements with some building, except the building is pointless. I have never found the need to expand my factory outside of this one area. And there's a couple of reasons for that. The main one is, since you can't power down lines, Like, hey, that would be a great thing to give you for promoting. How about a power box that lets me switch off an adjacent line? That would be great. Because you can't do that, though, it makes it very hard to run multiple different lines at the same time. And it's usually just more hassle than it's worth. Okay, so now we need to make 3 weapons that are iron or carbon, and if I recall correctly, this is the list of things that I have discovered. The best thing we can make that meets that requirement is the gun that shoots laser guns. So we're going to go ahead and make that. The way that we make that is a little bit different than anything we've done thus far. It's a lot of 2-part lines. Well, I guess it's one 1-part line and one 2-part line. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up real quick. It's really not that hard to set up. And there's no point, really, in doing anything like super complex with it because it just doesn't benefit you. It's not more efficient or anything of that nature to do something super complex. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to feed, I believe, iron and sand into one of these. Let's go ahead and do that for just one to get the first piece. Okay, that gives us silicone, and then the other piece that we need to go with the silicone is... I have discovered all of these through trial and error. It doesn't take that long to do it. The other thing we need is bronze. Okay, so yeah, we are going to need 2-part lines. Actually, we'll need 3 so that we can combine those. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and combine these real quick just so you can see that the final outcome is in fact that laser. And you know what, actually, I'm going to go ahead and make 3 of them right now. And the reason I'm going to do that is because once we make 3, we will unlock boxes of the materials necessary to make it, and that will speed up the entire process. And I'm hoping that we can make it to a promotion within the span of this video, because I really want to show you guys what that looks like. Because it's kind of disappointing. I mean, like, I thought for a minute that this was just basically the mobile game elements, and I kind of dismissed it outright, because it just seemed like a waste of time to me. And then I said, no, you know, they were kind enough to give me a key, I've got to come in and take a better look at it, so I did. I gave it a chance, and I was honestly really, really excited when I saw that you could promote and unlock new stuff, because I was like, oh, that's gonna, you know, unlock a whole bunch of new possibilities for ways that we can build cool machines. And it really doesn't, and not only does it not provide those opportunities, but there's no reason within the constraints of the game and the goals that you're given to actually do that. Like, there is no impetus for it. Okay, so now we've got this. I'm gonna move that up one. I'm gonna move this whole contraption up one. Boy, it would be nice to have something to select the entire line so you can move it all at once, but no, we don't have that. Okay, and I may be being hard on this game, but it's sad because right now this game is for sale on Steam for 10 bucks. This is not a $10 game. This game doesn't, you know, you're not gonna get 10 hours out of it, you're really not. Now, I could see a $5 price tag being a little bit more appropriate unless they improve the things that are available in the game. These goals never change when you promote. They're always exactly the same every time through, so it's basically just grinding the same thing in the hopes that when you promote, you'll get a really cool item. So far, most of the items I've got from promoting are kind of a joke. The 3D scanner doesn't really do anything right now. The alternating pusher is useless, like there's no valid reason to use it within the constraints of the goals you need to hit. The black hole is basically a trash bin, and once again, why would you trash stuff when you could sell it and get some of the money back? So there's really no reason to use any of those. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think all of those are the things that I've gotten from that. Okay, so now that we've got that set up, we need another conveyor belt and a box unloader. And actually, I think what we're going to do is we're going to move this up one more. And the reason we're going to do that is because after we do this, we need to connect these two into a third 2-feed machine. So that is exactly what we're going to do, and we're going to do it like this. And what that'll let us do is come in and grab another 2-input machine, and then on the end of that 2-input machine, we will put another conveyor. We will put this thing, which is a box loader, and then we will put our auto cell box. Now, the new thing that we're going to need with this setup is we're going to need bars. Or barriers, they're called. Barriers, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to put the barriers down. What these do is they prevent the items in the line from, like, falling off the line, which becomes really important because since you can't switch off machines, you have to basically load all your stuff separately, and it doesn't always work out the way that you want it to, because if one thing goes faster than the other, or gets started significantly sooner than the other, what ends up happening is you get this really crappy situation where the lines back up and everything just sort of falls off. Now, I get the idea of that being a thing, but once again, it's sort of silly that we can't power off the lines when we're planning a new line and then, you know, activate them. If stuff, like, acts a little erratically then and backs up, that's fine. That's part of managing that problem, but just making it harder for no reason, really, like, it's not like it adds anything to the game for you to not be able to reliably switch off stuff. I'm still hoping, like, I am still holding out hope that once I finish doing stuff, I will see that I am entirely wrong, and that they do in fact have that feature in, but right now, I'm not seeing it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna send a couple more tin. Oh crud, that was not what I wanted to do. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna send a couple more tin down, and we're gonna make some more bronze, and the reason that we are doing this is because we need to generate a little bit more money in order to afford boxes of all the things that we want. I'm just gonna send those down, that'll fill that out a little bit, and I'm gonna grab one more tin and put it right here. Okay, good, so now we've got a whole bunch of bronze, see how it bounced off and went up, that's what we want. And then I'm gonna put a bunch of sand, and a bunch of iron. Okay, that was weird. Oh, it was because there was an extra tin right there, that's fine. Put another iron in, put that last sand in. Okay, so now we've made a couple things, we sold a couple things, we have a little bit more money, we're still not quite where we need to be though. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple more sand, and a couple more iron. Oh crud, that iron got stuck at the end of the line, that's another thing that's kind of weird. There's a conveyor there, only it doesn't detect it. Okay, so now we are at 200. That should give us enough to buy what we need to buy to make this thing just run. And once again, this is my point about not needing to expand stuff. Because of the way this is structured, there's never going to be any need for me to expand anything. I'm going to go ahead and put down a box of iron and a box of sand. We're going to start to see that push through, and then I'm going to go down and go up and grab a box of copper and a box of tin. Now that is getting pretty backed up. It's going to pop out in a second if we don't get some stuff through. Okay, that's better. Now it's going. It is a little messed up, that's okay. We can just sort of... Oh, no, not that. Do that. Oh, look, we hit the next benchmark already. So yeah, this didn't work out perfectly because it took me too long to lay these boxes out, but that was my point about why can we not just power stuff off for a second. Now what we can do at this point is because this is auto-selling, we can literally just go like this and put some more sand there, and it'll always keep going, and then we can put some more iron on the other side. And we have a huge mess here, and this is when they would tell us is the time for us to use the black hole. Except for, once again, why would I use the black hole when I can instead just go like this, and hit C and select everything and just sell it all to clear the lines. There we go. Good, now that's clear, and the only thing we need to change in order to set this line up for the next thing is we need to bring that there, get rid of these, and replace this with a single. There we go, one input machine right here. And then the things that we're going to put on it are glycerol, which we'll put through here. Now what that's making is high explosives. And the real joke here is that, once again, this is a, or I haven't mentioned this yet, this is a satirical communist factory. So now that we have our high explosives, we need to mix it with something in order to make the item that we want. And the things that we need to mix it with are potatoes and glycerol, because vodka plus high explosives equals a really cool gun that sells for a lot. And the name of that gun is, what is it called? It is the, where are you? The disintegration ray that only destroys peroshkis. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna drag those down so that we can keep producing those, and then we'll need a little bit more glycerol on this side. And probably some more potatoes, like 2? I think it's 2 more to clear the lines. And we're still not up to the amount that we need. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a bunch of potatoes in there, and then a bunch of glycerol in the other things. See, and this is another one of the complaints I have. It would have actually been better right now for me to just have kept the old lines probably and worked them until I got enough to buy one box of these, because right now this is just kind of obnoxious. It's not like it's difficult, there's no real challenge here, this isn't really gameplay as much as it is stalling. I'll show you guys this factory once it's fully set up, but I think I want to show you guys what happens when you promote. So I'll probably cut through this phase of getting to the 100 million, that's really not a super hard task, it just takes time. Okay guys, we finally made the 30 million that we needed in order to buy the boxes we require. So now I'm going to go ahead and lay those out and you will see how this whole thing works once it's just set up. Now the catch here is, once we get this going like this, the money will start to roll in, and as soon as we hit 10 mil, I'm just going to place more boxes. Okay, so now that we've hit 10 mil, I'm going to place another potato box. When we get another 10 mil, I'll place another glycerol. And then I'll place another potato, or another glycerol box down here when we get to another 10. And that's basically it. I mean, that's the rest of the gameplay for now until I hit the 100 million mark. I just keep putting down more boxes, and once all 5 boxes around the unloader empty, then I just go ahead and make new boxes from scratch. It's not like we won't have the money, because this will just keep the money flowing in constantly. But because I'm sitting here managing this, because I'm placing all these boxes down individually, it basically means that I can't run more than one line. Like, this is the only line I can run. Because if I try to run any other lines, I'm not going to be paying close enough attention to this to keep it going. Which is, once again, why some form of automation would be nice, to encourage you to actually build more lines than just the one that you're operating. Okay, come on, give me another 10 mil. There we go. Once we surround all of these with 5, I'm just gonna let it run and we'll just get rich. Like, the only reason we're not getting rich right now is because we're actually spending as it comes in. Once we stop spending, it'll just be all profit. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's finish. There we go, there's that. And one more, and we should easily hit our 100 million mark. Yeah, that's 100 million, not 100 billion. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna let this run for a second, because at this point now we just sort of sit and wait. Okay guys, I am back. We have passed the 100 million mark. I did it in that one session of 5 boxes each. So that is the depth of the challenge to this game right now. And now we have the opportunity to promote or discover all items. There's an achievement for discovering all items. I have discovered all but 3 of them and have no real interest in discovering them. Oh, interesting. So now we get 12 national spirit, which is a currency that you use to boost the sales value of different types of weapons. So essentially to speed your progress through the same repetitive crap over and over again. You will also gain access to the 3D printer. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next factory. Maybe now we can actually use the 3D scanner for something. Let's go ahead and... oh, we need money first. Okay, so we're gonna make some money real quick. Okay, this will be full soon. It's gonna sell for about 8 grand. That should supply us with what we need. Yes, military industrial complex. Goody goody gum shops. Okay, let's see. 3D scanner here, pointed down. 3D printer here, pointed up, maybe? I guess we'll try that, and then on the side of the 3D printer, I'm gonna put this. And we're gonna see what happens when we put some tin and some copper in here. Okay. Yeah, it teleports items. That's all it does. That is not particularly useful in any way, shape, or form given the current state of the game. It's funny, I mean, it's entertaining, I guess that's something. I mean, we could do it like this now, and it would just be silly, but entertaining, I guess. Let's grab that. And now we can set up something silly and not at all useful, but hey, it's entertaining, really. I hate to sound like I'm just entirely ragging on this game, because that's not what it is at all. It's just sad to see a game with so much interesting potential. Like, when I saw the promotion system, I was like, oh, okay, so, you know, they took the time, they made elements a little bit deeper. I love when people take a franchise that works like that and they expand upon it and make something really good. This is not that. So there you go, now we have a thing that shoots it across the room for no reason whatsoever, because we could just put this here and this there and have the same exact thing. And look, all we have to do is sell 3 iron or carbon weapons again for like the 18th time. That's it for this episode of A Good Look. This is the first one I've done where I had negative, like a lot of negative to say about the game. But it's really not as bad as it sounds. Like, I want the dev, if you watch this and you take a look, I'm not saying you made a crap game, I'm saying you made a great game, but you didn't fulfill the potential that it has. You know, and I know you've probably put in a ton of work, and it's gotta suck to have somebody say that, but the important thing here is, the game is totally salvageable. You could make this a $10 game, but right now, in my opinion, this game is only worth $5, and I only recommend getting it if it's something that you would enjoy grinding on. Like, if you're somebody that would enjoy elements, then get this game, except for realize that the list of objects you can make is much, much shorter than elements. Now, there is some modding going on, I think, to add more objects in, but for $10, there should be enough in here to keep you occupied for a significant amount of time, and there isn't. That's it for this episode, guys. Keep gaming responsibly.